Can you all see my presentation?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
So today we will talk about some applications of stack. Okay. So there is a number of applications which are based on stack. So the first application that we are interested to talk is check parenthesis. Okay, so this is the first application where we check whether a string of opening and closing parenthesis is a well-formed expression of parenthesis or not. Let us consider we have been given a string of opening and closing parentheses. Okay, so the string may contain a number of opening and closing parentheses, or it may contain only the opening parenthesis, or it may contain the closing parenthesis. Okay, but we need to check whether the string of opening and closing parentheses is a well-formed expression of parentheses or not. Okay, now what we call well-formed strings. So in the first example, here we can see here we have three strings of opening and closing parentheses, and these strings are well-formed strings because here the number of opening and closing parentheses are found to be same. Wait. So here in these examples, we can see that the number of opening and closing parentheses are found to be same. Okay, and we could have the strings of another form where we will see that the number of opening and closing parentheses are not found to be same in the strings. Okay, so these are not the well-formed strings. So here we will formulate an algorithm which will check whether the given string is well-formed or not. If it is well-formed strings, okay, then we could have uh, we could have a we could have one outcome, and if it is not well formed, then there will be a warning. So in the input we will provide some strings, okay, and that string will be checked whether the string is well formed strings or not. So how the algorithm is formulated? So here we can see an algorithm, so which will get the next character of the string. So here we will provide the input string. Okay, and what we do when the input string is provided, then we start the scanning. So we will start the scanning from left of the input string. Okay, so one by one character will be scanned. So whenever we will encounter with the opening parenthesis, then the opening parenthesis is pushed into the stack. Okay, so the beginning of the input string should be an opening parenthesis. Okay, and whenever we encounter with opening parenthesis, the opening parenthesis will be pushed into the stack. Okay, and so this is the first character. So we read the first character and then we assign to x. Okay. Salin Srivastava, Shubodh Lagudi, your microphone is on. And Salin Srivastava, your microphone is on. You mute your microphone. So in this algorithm, we take an input string. Okay, an input string will consist of a number of opening and closing parentheses. Okay, so first we get the character of the input string and we assign it to x. That means if the first character is the opening parenthesis, then we push the opening parenthesis into the stack. That means since we are trying to solve this problem using a stack, therefore this stack will be used to get the opening parenthesis into the stack. Okay, so first we get the character of the input string and we assign it to x, and then we assign false to error. Okay, then if the input is not exhausted and not found any error, so we we start scanning from left to right. Okay, so if the first character is the opening parenthesis, then we push the opening parenthesis into the stack. Okay, if the first character is if the first character is closing parenthesis, then or the next character is the closing parenthesis, we try to pop the element from the stack. Okay, that means every opening parenthesis will have the closing parenthesis. That means the whenever we see the closing parenthesis in the input string, that means the if the next character is the closing parenthesis, then we could have an opening parenthesis in the stack. That means whenever we see the next character is the closing parenthesis, then the opening parenthesis will be popped out from the stack. Okay, if the stack is found to be empty or the corresponding opening parenthesis is not found in the stack, then we will assign error to be true. That means the error will be found to be true. Okay, and then we get the next character of the input string and assign to x. Then we follow the same steps. Then we check whether the character is opening parenthesis or closing parenthesis. If the next character is found to be opening parenthesis, then we push the x into the stack. Otherwise, if the next character is found to be closing parenthesis, then we will try to find the corresponding opening parenthesis in the stack. If the opening parenthesis is found in the stack, then we will pop out the opening parenthesis from the stack. Otherwise, we will make the error true. Okay. Now, if there is no error, if the stack is found to be empty, then it will return 1. Otherwise, it will return -1. And if there is any error in the input string, then it will return -1. That means for successful operation, it will return 1, otherwise it will return -1. Okay, and when the input is to be exhausted, so input is to be exhausted when the stack is found to be empty, or after scanning all the characters in the input string. If the corresponding opening parenthesis is not found in the stack for the closing parenthesis, then we could have the stack to be, or we could have the input string to be exhausted. Okay, otherwise if the input string is not exhausted and is not found any error, then we could we could execute these steps for getting the opening parenthesis and closing parenthesis, and accordingly we will execute the operation. That means for opening parenthesis, we push the opening parenthesis into the stack, and for getting the closing parenthesis, we try to find the corresponding opening parenthesis in the stack. If it is found, then we pop out the opening parenthesis from the stack. Otherwise, we will make the error true. The next application evaluate the arithmetic expression. Now, what is arithmetic expression? So in the arithmetic expressions, we could have the operators or arithmetic operators like multiplication, division, addition, okay, then subtraction, exponentiation. So these operations will be appeared in between any pair of operands or a pair of operands and sub expressions, or in between any pair of sub expressions. Okay, so those sub expression will contain another operation with the operands. That means every arithmetic operator, every arithmetic operator will be appeared in between any two operands, or in between any two sub expressions, or in between any two or in between a pair of sub expression and operand. Okay, so these five operations, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and exponentiation, these five operations are used in the evolution of arithmetic expressions. Okay, now these expression, arithmetic expressions, are called infixed expression. Because why this is called infixed expression? Because the arithmetic operators, all arithmetic operators are appeared between the operands. Therefore, these arithmetic expressions are called infixed expressions. Okay, so when we evaluate the infixed expression or arithmetic expressions, so we need to consider the priority of the operators or the precedence of the operators. Okay, so we could have a number of arithmetic operators apart from the opening and closing parenthesis. For getting a sub expression, in the opening and closing parenthesis, the opening and closing parenthesis will have the highest priority. Okay, then the next highest priority is for the exponentiation operation. Okay, next priority is for multiplication and division operator. That means the multiplication and division operators have the same precedence or the same priority. And lastly, we have the addition and subtraction operator. Addition and subtraction operator have the same precedence or the same priority. So according to the precedence of the operator, according to the priority of the operators, we could evaluate the arithmetic expressions or infixed expressions. So when we will evaluate the arithmetic expressions, so if I consider an arithmetic expressions like 9 plus 5 into 7 minus 6, then this is the exponentiation operator, 2 plus 15 by 13. Okay, so this is the arithmetic expressions. So in these arithmetic expressions, first the exponentiation operation will be executed. That means we will execute 6 exponentiation operator and 2. That means 6 to the power 2. So first this exponentiation operation will be executed. So after executing this operation, we will get 36. Okay, and then the according to the priority of the operator, next operation that will be performed is multiplication operator. Okay, so 5 into 7, so this multiplication operation between 5 and 7 will be performed. So after multiplication we get 35. And then next operation is the division operation. Okay, and after division operation we will perform the addition operation. So adding both, whenever we see only the addition and subtraction operations are present in the infixed expression, then we could consider the left associative. That means whatever the arithmetic operators that are appeared in the infixed expression will be evaluated from left to right. Okay, so whenever we find the same priority operators in the infixed expression, then we should be left associative. That means we will start the operation from left. Okay, so left to right, this we will follow this fashion, and accordingly we will evaluate the infixed expression or arithmetic expressions. Okay, the second operation that we are interested to consider is the infix to postfix conversion. That means we have been given an infixed expression. So from this infixed expression, we will obtain a postfix expression. Okay. So here we can consider an infixed expression 3 plus 5 into 6 minus 1. Okay. Now, what is postfix expression? In the postfix expression, we will see that the arithmetic operators are appeared after the operands. Okay. In infixed expression, arithmetic operators are appeared in between any two operands. Okay, but in case of postfix expression, we will see the arithmetic operators are appeared after the operands. So if we consider a postfix expression like 3 comma 5 comma 6 comma multiplication operator comma addition operator comma 1 comma minus. So this is a kind of postfix expression where we can see that the arithmetic operators are appeared after the operand. So initially we will start from the infixed expression. Okay, and uh, in this infixed expression, we could see that we have multiplication operator, we have addition operator, we have subtraction operator. Since according to the priority of the operators, first we will move the multiplication operator. So whenever we will move the multiplication operator, so multiplication operator will be appeared after the operand 6. Okay, so in the second form of the expression, here we can see that 3 is appeared 3 is appeared, then addition operator, then 5 is appeared, then 6 is appeared. After 6, after operand 6, we could see that multiplication operator is appeared. That means the multiplication operator first need to be moved. So after moving the multiplication operator will be found after the operand 6, and then we could see the subtraction operator, and then we see the operand 1. Okay, in the next form we will see that there are two operators that need to be operated. That means the addition operator and subtraction operator. Multiplication operator is already moved, then we will move the addition operator. So where the addition operator will be appear, so addition operator will be appeared after the multiplication operator. That means in the next form of the expression, we will see 3, 5, 6, then multiplication operator, then addition operator, then subtraction operator, and then operand 1. Okay. In the next form, we will see that 3, 5, 6, 3, 5, 6. These are the operands. After operand 6, we will see that multiplication operator is appeared, then addition operator is appeared, then one operand is appeared. So after 1, when we will move the uh, subtraction operator, so subtraction operator will be appeared after the operand 1. Okay, so this is the final form of expression, and this final form of expression is called postfix expression. Okay, so all the operands will be appeared on the left hand side, and when the operator will be moved according to the priority of the operator or the precedence of the operator, we will find the operator is appeared, or all the operators will be appeared after the operands. Okay, according to the precedence of the operators or priority of the operators. Now, how we will evaluate a postfix expression? So initially, when we convert an infixed expression into postfix expression, so this postfix expression will be provided as input to the algorithm. Okay, so what is algorithm? So algorithm will evaluate the postfix expression. Okay, so in the input we have a postfix expression. In the output we will have the evaluated value of the expression. So here we will use a stack, and based on the stack, we will evaluate the postfix expression. So initially, what we have initially stack is found to be empty. Okay. So here we can consider two entities. The first entity is the stack content, and the second entity is remaining expressions. Okay. So under these two heads, we can consider the stack content as well as the remaining expressions. Okay. So initially, what we see that the stack is found to be empty. That is why we assign nil. Okay, and in the remaining expression, initially the whole postfix expression will be appeared. Okay, so whenever we start the scanning of the postfix expression from left to right, so first character that we find the operand 3. Okay, so first character is the operand 3, and whenever the scanning will encounter with the operand, then that operand will be pushed into the stack. Okay, and the remaining expression will be written under the head remaining expression. Okay, so the remaining characters in the postfix expression will be written under the head remaining expression. Okay, and the next character, after scanning the first character, we move the pointer for the next character, and here the next character is the operand 5. Okay, and whenever we see the operand in the expression, we will move that operand into the stack. That means we will push the operand into the stack. Okay, so in this way, we will find the stack contents will have 3, 5, 6. These three operands, and in the remaining expression, we will see the multiplication operator, addition operator, one, and subtraction operator. Okay. Then we get the next character as a multiplication operator. So whenever we will see a multiplication operator, we pop the we pop the necessary operands from the stack, because after scanning all the operands will be pushed into the stack. Okay, and whenever the next character is found to be operator after scanning, then we will pop out the necessary operands from the stack. Here the necessary operands are 5 and 6, and multiplication operation will be performed between 5 and 6. So after performing multiplication operation, we will get the 30. Okay, so 30 as the result of the multiplication, and whenever we get this result, we will push this result into the stack. Okay, so here you could see 3 and 30 as stack content, and in the remaining expression, we could see addition operator 1 and subtraction operator. Okay, and in the next step, the stack next in the next step, when we get the next character as addition operator, then the necessary operands will be will be popped out from the stack. The necessary operands are 3 and 30. Okay, therefore the addition operation will be performed between 3 and 30. So after performing the addition operation, we will push the result into the stack. So here the result 3 plus 30, here the result is 33. So 33, after getting the 33, we will push the 33 into the stack. Okay, and the remaining expressions will have 1 and subtraction operator. Okay, so after getting the next character as operand, so this operand 1 will be pushed into the stack. Therefore the stack contents will have 33 and 1, these two operands, and the remaining expressions will have only the subtraction operator. Okay, and when the scanning operation will encounter with this subtraction operation, then the necessary operands will be popped out from the stack. So here the necessary operands are 33 and 1, and the subtraction operation will be performed between this 33 and 1. So after performing the subtraction operation, the result will be pushed into the stack. Okay, so here the result is 32, and the remaining expression becomes nil. So this is the steps. This is an example of evolution of postfix expression, where we could see a number of steps are involved. Okay, so in this example of evolution of postfix expression, initially the stack is found to be empty, and in the remaining expression column, we will write the whole postfix expressions. Okay, so first we start the scanning from the left of the postfix expression. Okay, and the rule is that whenever we see the operands whenever we see the operands will be pushed into the stack. Otherwise, if we see an operator in the remaining expression, then the necessary operands will be popped out from the stack, and the corresponding operation will be performed. Okay. So this is the algorithm for evaluation of postfix expression. So the first step of the algorithm says that we initialize a stack of real numbers, okay, and we get the next element from the expression. So here the expression means the postfix expression, okay, and while the element obtained from the expression is not dollar, so dollar here dollar denotes the empty, okay, empty element, or the empty character. If the element obtained from the expression is not dollar, then further we will check the element represent a numeric value or not. Okay, so operands may be the numeric value or numeric variable or numeric constant. Okay, so accordingly, we will perform the operation. Now we are checking if the element represent a numeric value or not. If it represent a numeric value, then we push the numeric value into the stack. Okay. In case of elements or the character represent an operator, then we pop the operands, that means the necessary operand from the stack. Okay, and perform the operation denoted by the operator to get the result. Okay, and we push the result to the stack. That means after performing the operation which is denoted by the operator, we push the stack into the stack. Okay, then after pushing the result into the stack, we get the next element. Again we get the next element from the expression, and we repeatedly perform these steps until unless found the we found the expression is found to be empty. Okay, so as long as the elements are found to be non-empty in the postfix expression, we will perform these operations, or we will perform these steps. Okay, and whenever we see the postfix expression is found to be empty, then we will not perform these steps. So we could have uh, operands could have the numeric variable or numeric constant. So whenever uh, whatever the whatever the operands type, so accordingly we will perform the operations. So here the characters may be numeric variable, characters may be numeric constant, characters may be an operator. The next operation that we will consider is the conversion of infix to postfix expression. Now, how we will convert an infixed expression to postfix expression using a stack. Okay. So, what is the observation about this conversion? The order of computation will be depend on the order of operators. Okay, that means the order of computation will depend on the order of operators. That means order of operators means the precedence, the priority of the operators, or the precedence of the operators. Now the parenthesis must be added according to the priority of operations. Okay, the priority of operators multiplication and division is the higher than those of arithmetic operators addition and subtraction. Okay, and if there are more than one equal priority operators, we assume that the left one's priority is higher than the right one's. As I said that if you see the equal priority operators are appear in the infixed expression. Okay, then what we will do? We will first get the operation of the arithmetic operator which is found to be on the left. That means the left associative to be considered. Okay, and we will parse the expression from left to right. Okay, So here is the algorithm. So here we will maintain a stack and scan the infixed expression from left to right. Okay, and when we get a number, we output it, and when we get an operator, then we pop the top element in the stack until there is no operator having higher priority than operator O, and we push operator into the stack. Okay, and when the expression is found to be empty, then we pop all the operators remain in the stack. So this is the overview of the algorithm that convert an infix expression to postfix expression. So let us consider an expression 10 plus 2 into 8 minus 3. Okay. And this infix expression will be converted into postfix expression. So initially the stack will be found to be empty. Okay. So here we first see the element that is operand. Okay. So here the first the element is the 10, and 10 is the operand. Therefore we output it. Okay, so simply we will write the 10. Okay, the next character is the addition operator, or next element is the addition operator. Whenever we see the addition, or whenever we see the operator in the arithmetic, in the expression, okay, increased expression, we push the operator into the stack. Okay, so here the operator is the addition operator. So whenever we see the addition operator, this addition operator will be pushed into the stack. Then the next element is 2. Here 2 is the operand. Okay, so we output the 2. So after 10 we will write 2. Okay, the next element is 8. Okay, or next element is multiplication operator. So here we see the operator multiplication, and this operator, and the top operator in the stack is addition operator. Okay, and which has lower priority than the multiplication operator. Okay, therefore we push the multiplication operator. Now if we see that the if we see any operator that is found to be less than the that is found to be less priority than the operator which is already there in the stack, then we will we will pop the operator from the stack and perform the we will write the operator after the operands. Okay, but here we see the operator is the multiplication operator, and the multiplication operator has the higher priority than the addition operator. So therefore we push the multiplication operator without retrieving, or without popping up, or without popping out the operator from the stack. The next element is the operand 8. Okay, which is found after the multiplication operator. So simply we will write the operand 8 after 2. Okay, now we have 10, 2 and 8, and in the stack we have addition operator and multiplication operator. The next operator that we found is subtraction operator. Okay, and here we see the subtraction operator, and the priority of the subtraction operator is lower than multiplication operator. Okay, so we pop. So what we pop? We will pop the multiplication operator as well as the addition operator. Okay, and whenever we pop the multiplication operator and addition operator, so first we write the top of the stack after the operands 8. Okay, then we write the remaining operators which are found in the stack. That means here so before we push the subtraction operator, we had multiplication operator and addition operator in the stack. Okay, and multiplication operator is found to be the top of the stack. So therefore we will write first the multiplication operator after the operand 8, then we will write the addition operator after multiplication operator, and then finally we push the subtraction operator into the stack. Okay, because top of the stack was the multiplication operator, and when we saw the subtraction operator, and subtraction operator is found to be the lower priority than the multiplication operator. Therefore, we pop both the operators, addition operator, multiplication operators from the stack. Okay, and after writing the multiplication operator, addition operator after operand 8, we push the subtraction operator into the stack. The final element or the last element that we see in the infixed expression is operand 3. Okay, so whenever we see the operand, so according to the rule or according to the step of the algorithm, we will write the operand 3 after addition operator. Okay, so already multiplication and addition operator are appeared after operand 8. Okay, and here the last element of the expression is 3, and here the last element is the operand. And whenever we see the operand, we simply write the operand with the remaining expression. So here the remaining expression remaining expression was consisting of 10 to 8 multiplication operator, addition operator. So after addition operator, simply we will write 3 the operand. Okay, so after writing the 3 with the remaining expression, we see a subtraction operator is found in the stack. Okay, and so here the expression is found to be empty after writing the operand 3. Then we pop all the remaining operators from the stack. Okay, so we will pop out all the remaining operators which will be found in the stack. Okay, and we will write all those operators after the operand 3. So here only one operator was found in the stack, that is the subtraction operator. Therefore, the subtraction operator, after popping out the subtraction operator will be written after operand 3. So this is an example of how to convert an infix expression to postfix expression. Okay, where we use a stack, and in this stack we keep all the operators, and according to the precedence of the operator, according to the priority of the operator, uh, whenever we see the priority of the operators, then uh, we will have the operators either in the stack or will be appear in the remaining expression with the operands. Okay, so this is done according to the precedence of the operators or priority of the operators. Seen in both the examples, we have used the stack. That means in the postfix evolution, we use the stack. In infix to postfix conversion, we also use the stack. Okay. Any questions from this part? If you have any questions from this part, you can ask me.
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
So that's all for today.